From formulas that literally write themselves the moment you hit equals, to a clean data button that fixes messy spreadsheets in seconds, Excel's quietly dropped some huge upgrades. So in this video, I'll walk you through 8 awesome new features to level up your Excel skills. First up, we have formula completion, which is available for Excel for the web. So let's suppose that we want to find out the sum of these amounts. So I could just put the total down over here. And instead of actually having to write sum manually and doing all the steps, all I need to do is just type an equal sign once. And you'll notice that it actually auto-generates the sum function for it. I just need to press on tab and it's created the whole answer for me. I can just delete that and write something else. Let's say I want the average right here. So I'm just gonna type equals again and give it a second, and you'll notice that it's generated average for me. That's a pretty easy example though. Let's go over a slightly harder one with more complex formulas. And by the way, you can download this Excel file for free in the video description to follow along. So let's suppose that here I want the month name. So I want it to say January, February, etc. instead of number 1 or number 2. For that, I can type equals, give it a second to load, and you'll notice that it's detected to create the text function, and within it, it's saying the 4 M's, so that's gonna give us the actual month name. This one is saying May. I can double click here on the bottom, it then goes to October, August, etc. So you can see it's working perfectly well with dates too. Looking at an even harder example, let's suppose we want to create some kind of a filter or an if function. Here I'm gonna say to list all rows with Emma Davis. So I want all of the data where Emma Davis is involved. Right over here, I'm gonna put an equal sign again, and you'll notice that it's suggesting we use the filter function. Let's hit on tab there to see what it comes up with. And basically it's finding all of the different transactions where Emma Davis is involved, which is exactly what we wanted. Best part is, because it's actually generating the formulas, I can easily change this. So I can say maybe actually I only want to see the ID and the company name for Emma Davis, and we only have that data, so it's fully customizable once done. I find this to be way faster than having to use the Copilot button right over here, where you have to open up a whole chat area, give it some context, etc. The main downside though, which is actually pretty important, is that it doesn't work when you have multiple spreadsheets. Often you're gonna do an XLOOKUP based on another worksheet, things like that it's not able to do. Next up, we have the new Clean Data button, which handles cleaning data in Excel for you. So let's suppose over here we have the company names, and you'll notice that some of the names are a bit inconsistent. Amazon here has 2 A's, there is Amazon here without an O, so ideally we should clean this up. I'm gonna head over to data, and you'll notice there's a new button now for me called Clean Data. That's the one that I wanna press on, give it a second to load. And you'll notice here it's detected some inconsistencies. Basically, there's Amazon with 2 A's, Amazon without an O, and it's saying, why don't we just replace them all with Amazon? So that seems about right. We'll press on OK. And down over here, we have some other inconsistent text. Shopify is missing an I. We can press on apply as well. And you'll notice it's updated those two. Finally, we have eBay. So capitalized eBay is getting converted to lowercase. That seems sensible to me as well. The only one that I think is missing here is Amazon.com. In my opinion, it should have just said Amazon for it too. We've seen how it works with text, and now let's see how well it works when assessing number values. So I'm gonna click on Clean Data again with this new data set where the amounts, you'll notice, are slightly different. Some of them contain text values, so if I hover over this, you'll notice that it's detecting these two right here as having some text values. So if I actually click inside them, you'll notice that they have a comma up front, which doesn't make it a number. So I'm gonna press on apply for those. That said, it's still not detected all of them. If I actually test this out with the isNumber function, hit enter there and select the number, you'll notice that some of these are still saying false, like this one right here. And that's because it's got an O instead of a 0. That's not really something that it's been able to detect. As you can see, the main problem with this feature is that it's unreliable. For something like cleaning data, the last thing you want is things that are inconsistent. So that's why I think we're better off just using a formula like isNumber for this scenario. Some of the more exciting new features have to do with pivot tables. So over here, you can see we have some data, and suppose we want to group the sales by division. So for that, we'll head over to insert and first create a pivot table. Let's suppose that I want it right over here to the side, press on OK. And more importantly, I want the division and I want the sales for it. So far, so good, but you'll notice right over here, suppose I change a number to 5,000, but nothing actually updates on the pivot table. That's because previously we had to go to pivot table analyze every time and press on refresh for it to update, which can often lead to errors as you might just change up the data and forget to press refresh. So all of this summary is now wrong. Luckily though, we now have the auto refresh button. So if I go to pivot table analyze again, right to the left, we have auto refresh. So we always want to leave that ticked on such that whenever the data changes, you'll notice that it's going to update automatically on the side. Before we go over the other big pivot table update, instead of just using Excel, we can also combine ChatGPT with Excel. And for that, HubSpot is offering a completely free resource called ChatGPT plus Excel Workflows. By clicking the link in the description, you'll get access to a full guide packed with real workflows, tested prompt templates, and instructions on how to use them in both Excel and Google Sheets. Whether you want to clean messy data, generate complex formulas from plain English, or restructure entire spreadsheets, this guide walks you through how to do it all with the help of ChatGPT. Personally, I find the prompt templates most useful to get consistent results, as it's helped me spend less time formatting and more time actually analyzing the data. So visit the link in the description below to download this ChatGPT plus Excel Workflows guide from HubSpot to level up your Excel game. And thanks to them for sponsoring this video. Staying on the topic of pivot tables, sometimes you might have some data right below it, like a small note that I have over here. The problem is whenever we expanded the pivot table in the past, you might have noticed we got a pop-up basically asking if we want to delete that note below. Instead now, let's suppose that I create a new department over here, like I say executive. It's obviously going to add a new row. That said, it just switches to a spill. That means that I don't have to delete this anytime soon. I can continue working on my data without getting some kind of an error pop-up. So now all I need to do is delete this and it updates to include the executive. So that's another awesome new feature. Great, now moving on to some visual upgrades to Excel. If you have a large data set like this, it can sometimes be hard to see which cell you're referencing, and I find this especially to be the case if I'm on a Zoom call and someone else is sharing their Excel file. So it's probably best if you just go over to View and click on Focus Cell. Now it's very obvious which cell I'm currently on. I have these green highlights, but we can also change them. So I can go to Focus Cell Color and change that, let's say, to a yellow color if that's my preference. While we're in this view ribbon, there is another bonus feature that I want to show you here that's relatively new, which is the navigation. So when you press on that, it actually creates a table of contents of all of the different tabs that you have in your Excel file. And the nice thing is that they're fully hyperlinked. So I can click on this first sheet, it takes me right here. Then I've got the clean data part, the pivot table refresh, and so much more that's automatic. And whenever new data gets added in my worksheet, it's also going to update. Awesome, now moving up to one of my personal favorite new Excel features, which is the Copilot function. Basically, you're able to write equals Copilot and describe what you want done in text format. So I can put Copilot in here. The prompt, let's suppose that I just want to extract the first name from this name area. So I'm gonna put in quotations. Actually, we'll do both the first name and the last name at once. Extract the first name and the last name, close those quotations, and the context, I'm gonna select from this whole area right over here, close that parenthesis and hit enter. Give it a second to load, and you'll notice that it's been able to extract the first name and the last name, even though there's some parts that are more tricky, like it's got a doctor here, some have a professor, others have things like a middle name, so it's filtered those out very nicely. And because this is actually a formula, it does update when there's any changes. I can change the name here to Bill Smith, and you'll notice there that in 1 second, it's updated that whole part too. Right now, we've just gone over an example with basic text, but let's now go over one where there's some categorizing, so it needs to do some smart thinking, like here finding out the score based on these customer reviews. Let's suppose that we want a score out of 5, so I'm gonna put Copilot. I've written rank these reviews from 1 to 5. 1 is very bad, 5 is very good, and comma there. As the context, I want to select all of the customer reviews. close up parenthesis and hit enter. So you'll notice we now have these scores. This is saying great, so it's a number 5. Delivery was late by 2 days, so that's a number 2. Let's suppose that we just take the sum of all of these numbers for the time being. You'll notice though, once we do that, let's suppose I change something here as small as adding a period. Then that number is all of a sudden updated from 31 to 32, which just doesn't make any sense. And that's my biggest frustration with all of these different AI tools, that they're not consistent. I can ask it the exact same question tomorrow and I might get a different result, which is not what you want when using Excel. Arguably, the biggest game changer of all of these new features is Asian mode in Excel. So let me quickly show you what it does. Over here, I'm in Excel for the web. I've got Asian mode activated. Basically, you can ask it for pretty much anything and it's gonna create it for you. Let's suppose right over here, I put a script like I have a 500K 20-year mortgage with a 6% interest. I want an amortization table, so I want to see the full breakdown of how much I'm paying in the form of interest versus how much I'm paying down the actual loan itself. I'm gonna click on run there to see what it's able to do. After about a minute of thinking, here's what it's come up with. It's got a full amortization schedule down below with the beginning balance being 500K, and at the very end, if I press Ctrl down arrow, it should go down to 0 right here as the ending balance. So that's all looking good in terms of the calculation itself. And what's crazy about this is that it's actually using formulas throughout, which means that I can change the assumptions up above to say 400K, or maybe my interest changes to 5%, and all of the data is actually going to update with that. While I find that Excel's Asian mode works really well with a blank Excel file, when you actually have some data already, like over here, I have all of this data that I've populated, and I said to create a dashboard based on this data set. It's created these new columns right here, which don't really make much sense. They have errors a few different places. And when I look through all the different worksheets all the way to the dashboard, you notice that I actually have quite a few different errors. Like down over here, I have some sales errors, and then this chart doesn't really show anything, so that's problematic. Same thing up above, it says I have a regional filter, but when I go on the drop down, I don't actually have a filter for anything, right? It's just completely empty there. So I find that when it's using a lot more data like this over here, and maybe the prompt is a bit more vague, it really doesn't do a good job. While Asian mode is for Excel, there is a sister feature, which is the Office agent that works for PowerPoint and Word. The website name is just write.microsoft.com, and feel free to give it a go. From here, we can select either PowerPoint or Word. Let me show you some of the use cases. You can see all you need to do here is type in what you want, and when you click on a certain one, it's gonna give you some suggestions down below. For instance, over here is a sample presentation with the top 5 global trends. So on the right, you can see the actual PowerPoint slide that it's made. I can make it full screen. You'll notice that some of this data is actually animated. When I hover over it, it shows me the amounts as well. So overall, I think this is a pretty neat presentation. Looking at Office Agent on Word, the idea is very much the same. You can see here I have a prompt that I created right above, and on the right I see the actual report that it's generated for us. A new Excel feature that we didn't cover in this video is regex, which is a super versatile tool that if you're an analyst, I think you definitely should know. If you want to learn how to use it, watch this video over here, or you can take our Excel course over here. Hit that like and that subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.